to the Tech Byte on how to compute honor roll. I'm Beth Elliott, and today we're going to be going over how to compute honor roll, how to see the result, and do that with the reports both in the staff portal and the reports in generations and looking at it individuals. So to start with, to compute honor roll, you're going to go in under grades, operations, and you're going to compute honor roll. In here, it's going to show you the levels of honor roll that have been set up. Now, you might want to run all of these at once, always starting with the highest level of honor roll, going down to your lowest. If you need to rearrange those orders, you can click on the little mover square on the left and move it up and down. If you choose not to do all of your levels at once, you can use your control key to toggle them on or off. So for maybe my first quarter report card, what I'm going to do is I'm going to compute my high honors and honor roll for my quarter one. This is which grades I'm going to use for the computation, and you can select more than one with your control key. And then below that, you're going to indicate where you're going to store that honor roll. And most of the time, you're going to use the same marking period in both. You do have the option to bring in your transfer courses if you so choose. At this point, you can just go ahead and process. Now, if I had multiple levels here for, say, both a high school and a junior high or middle school, then I would do a student range to pick the appropriate students. But in the meantime, I'm going to be able to just compute through the students that I have here. Once it's complete, if you need to, you can view the log. The log is a way to see how it did with the computation. If you are using GPA as a fact in your honor roll, then you're going to want to come in and look at the results if you weren't getting what you were expecting. So it's going to be able to look at the length of the course, the credits for it. Based on that and the length of the course, it will do a credit percentage and then give you the adjusted credit. This credit percentage is coming from the grade scheme and the grade plan. Beyond that, you have how many grade points the particular grade is worth, and then it calculates the points based on that. So it's going to multiply the grade points for the grade times the adjusted credit and give you a value and total those up for you. It will show you lists for each of the levels that you're computing. If on your highest level of honor roll the student makes it, you're not going to see the separate set of lines for calculation for the next level. I'm going to go ahead and close out of here. And if I wanted to run just the sports ineligibility, now the sports ineligibility I might want to run on a weekly or bi-weekly basis to see how the students are doing, and I might use a filter to say only show me those with sports. In the meantime, I might want to run it on the quarter one, and then at the bottom, instead of storing it in the quarter one field, I might want to store it somewhere else so I have access to it, but it's not going to be where I would normally print this on a report card. At this point, I can go ahead and go back and process. So if you're using, say, the MMS web portals and have the teachers putting in their grades, then those grades are being updated on a daily basis. So each time you run this, it's going to adjust according to whether the students are failing. And that's how easy it is to compute your honor roll. I'm going to exit out of here. And to look at an individual student, I'm going to go into the grades student grade editor. When I come into the student grade editor, one of my tabs is for honor roll. And when I come in here, I'm going to be able to see each of the honor rolls that have been computed for the student. I can see the level that they achieved, the information needed for a GPA, and if they are not included in an honor roll, then I can go ahead and click on the reason button, and it's going to show me why the student did not make this level of honor roll for that particular grade field that I stored it into. So for my final exam that I'm using for my sports ineligibility, I'm seeing that the student was not within the grade limit for class 5, which was my failure. The student had 0 grades in class 5, and the minimum number was 2. So it's letting me know they didn't make it and why. I click OK and look at my other reason, maybe for my quarter 2 honor roll. I'm going to be able to come in and see what's going on. So here we ran all 3 levels of honor roll, including the sports ineligibility, and it's showing me the GPA that the student made and the fact that it was not within the limits of my 95 to 110, or between 90 and 94.9999. This might also tell me that they were not within the limit based on how many credits I said they had to have, or based on how many courses they had to have. But it's really handy having that available. If I want to print everyone's honor roll, I can do that under grades and do the print student grade record listing. When I print that, I can opt to uncheck everything but my honor roll, and I have the option to include the reason for not achieving honor roll. If I do a student range and just pick a couple of students, I'm going to click OK and print. And for each of the students, it's going to show me which honor roll they achieved for each of the fields I stored it into. So it does give me that option. The flag here for the C is whether it was computed or manually entered. Now, I might have a student that I don't want to compute honor roll for maybe it's part of their IEP. Under more biographical editing jobs, I can go and set the student active, inactive status, and that can include that I want to exclude the student from honor roll. So it makes it very easy for me to say, don't give this student in there, and I don't have to think about taking them out later. I'll go ahead and save and exit out of here. If I want to print the entire list of those students who made honor roll, I can come into the staff portal, and under grades, I might want to print that list in year of grad order. I want to change my filter. And then under grades, I can come over and go to the honor roll list under the reports area. In here, I can specify a report title if I choose. I can also do a student range if I like. So I might want to select all the students from a particular year of grad. And now I have 135 students, or I can clear that out and say, go ahead and give me everyone, and I'm back to hitting my check mark above that says select everyone, so I have all 503 students. Below the student range, I can select the honor roll levels to print, and you can pick and choose which ones you'd like to see. And then below that, you pick the marking period you want to print it for. So if I go ahead and click for the Q1 honor roll, when I print, it's going to show me the students that made honor roll in Q1. And it gives me those. Here's the high honors for Q1. The students are in year of grad order, and it's showing me that manual or computed of how they ended up with the honor roll. And then if I go to the next page, it's going to show me the first page of my honor roll. So my GPAs here are a little lower, and that could very well go to more than one page. When I'm in the portal, I can export this to either Excel, a comma-separated delimited file that's a text file, or I can go into Acrobat and make it into a PDF. Depending on how your browser is set up, when you click on the export, it will either save it to the default folder, maybe into your downloads area, or it might ask you where you want to save it. To the right of that, you have the ability to go straight to your printer. So either one of those are going to work. If I go back in MMS Generations, I can do a similar thing under Grades, and I can print my honor roll lists. In here, I do the same sort of thing I did in the portal. This time I might want to just do my sports ineligibility list and go pick the marking period or the grade field that I said to compute into. Now I left it in an all student, active student filter and student name order, so it's just going to be pure alpha. And now I'm going to go ahead and go print, and it's going to show me that list. So there's the list of the students who are listed under sports ineligibility, so they had 2 or more failures. The M and the C here are my manual or computed, and it gives me the list of who they were. Now you do have an option by going under your output option button here to output to Excel, to a PDF, or to that comma-separated text file. When you select, say, the Excel file here, you will have the option to change the name of the output file and the location of where you want to put it. If you are running on a remote desktop, then if your remote desktop has been set up to include your drives from your local computer, you can actually change and go there. Otherwise, it's going to be saving it on the server. So it gives you that option. When I'm running it from the web portal, I have the option to, because I'm not in the remote desktop, I can save it straight to my desktop or one of my other folders without a problem. In any of these areas, whether I'm setting up for the honor roll lists or actually doing the computation, you can always go to the question mark and it's going to bring up help on how to do that. You can, of course, go to the printer button and print that out so that you can see what's going on. So it makes it really handy for you to work with that. I hope you found this helpful for